What's
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're getting educated on Hinduism here.
wow.
How the universe was created.
How the
according to
universe was
Indian
created according to Hinduism.
It's a very popular video. It's got millions of views.
Wow,
so
very cool. I'm excited. We do not know really much about anything about Hinduism.
It'll be good
We
to
got
get
this
that
thing,
context for future movie watching too. Get
Yes.
the context for...
All right, I'm gonna play it now, and we're gonna watch it together, guys. So enjoy. Oh, come on.
And 3 seconds in. There we go.
Mankind. How was it created? And who is responsible for creation? In Hinduism, there are many theories about how the universe was created in the earliest days. Let's explore some of them.
Wow.
In Hinduism, the universe is not one single entity. There are an infinite number of universes that are constantly being created and destroyed. In other words, we live in a universe that belongs to a multiverse. A universe will ultimately die, but the multiverse lives on. Lord Vishnu is a personification of this multiverse.
Quite often, I feel like.
According to Hinduism, Lord Vishnu was asleep in the cosmic ocean of all causes before the creation of the universe. His bed is a giant serpent with thousands of cobra-like hoods. The universe was created in a triad of roles: creator, maintainer, and destroyer.
Vishnu.
Lord Vishnu is the maintainer. Lord Brahma is the creator. Lord Shiva
Lord
is the
Shiva's
destroyer.
the destroyer.
The universe was created through the actions of Lord Vishnu, who slept and let a lotus bloom from his navel.
What?
The lotus stem represents the creation of the universe, while Brahma is found at the flower's center and represents the creator.
Whoa.
The time it takes for one universe to be created and the next one to end is also the duration of one breath of Lord Vishnu.
Wow.
When he exhales, thousands of universes come into being and a new Brahma is born.
Brahma is the maintainer.
But when Lord Vishnu inhales, all universes get sucked in and Brahma dies. Lord Brahma represents the universe that we live in. He creates all life forms and is responsible for the physical world that we live in. Lord Vishnu is the personification of the eternal multiverse. He is responsible for the continuation of life in all universes. Brahma is the representation of our temporary physical universe, while Vishnu is the representation of the eternal multiverse that exists forever without any beginning or end. The current universe represented by Brahma is not permanent. In fact, it's quite temporary. Brahma only lives for 100 years and then he dies and a new universe will be born. Now, let's talk about
maybe maybe years are not.
I need to pause to
understand. Each year of Brahma has 360 days, and we are currently on the first day of the 51st year of his reign.
When was this video
there are
made?
day and
What
night.
happens at the end
During
of
the day,
100 years?
Brahma creates life, and during the night, all life he created is absorbed back into him. Therefore, we will only be there for this day of Brahma, which is the first day of his 51st year. But don't be sad.
It's a long
day
day.
in that time frame is like a
Yug.
Large units of time. Think of
Yug
as a unit of time that is measured in thousands to millions of years. The Vishnu Puran, an ancient Hindu text, has details about these yug measurements. A Mahayug is made up of 4 sub-yugs that are distributed in the ratio
this is getting
of
mathematical.
3:2, 2:1. In a Mahayug, the Kali Yuga is the shortest
The
yuga.
Kali Yuga.
It lasts
I know this.
432,000 solar years,
432,000?
followed by the Dwapar Yuga, which is twice as long as 864,000 years. Then there's Treta Yuga at 12,96,000 years, and finally the Satyug, which is 17,28,000 years. So in all, a Mahayug on Earth lasts for
So that's 1 day in Brahma
4.32
time?
years. Manvantar. The next major unit of time after a Mahayug in ancient Indian text is called Manvantar.
Wow, Manvantar.
At the beginning of a Manvantar, new life forms are created, and at the end of it, those life forms are destroyed. This is how the cycle of life goes on in the ancient Indian text. One Manvantar is said to last for
72 million?
Or 71 multiplied by 4.32
This is a lot of time.
Extremely long
This works out to be around 306.72 million years in total. According to these ancient texts, all life on Earth will eventually be destroyed after 306.72 million years of evolution. Interestingly, around 252 million years ago, the Earth experienced its largest mass extinction event. Most species on Earth were killed, including nearly 90% to 96% of all insects.
All insects?
This was also the only mass extinction period of insects on Earth.
That can't happen.
Well, we gotta pause to just understand what is going on. Okay, let's just pause. 5:39.
Wow. There we go. There's a lot happening.
That's
here.
a lot happening.
So
there's Vishnu, there's Brahma, and then there's Shiva. Shiva's the destroyer, Vishnu's the creator, and then Brahma is maintainer. But Brahma's gonna die after 100 years. But we're getting into like the Kali Yuga of like this is a lot longer of that.
Yeah, years are different.
So
time is different. So we'll see where we'll see how it ties back into the 100 years at the beginning.
So the mass extinction event, however long ago, will also probably tie into that as well too.
Yeah.
Complicated.
So Vishnu, in Hinduism, it's Vishnu creates the universe, and he creates a lot of universes, but this is the universe that we're in right now, I guess. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Let's keep it going.
Okay, all right. Let's keep rolling.
So 541.
Life forms. There is a period of recovery called Sandhikal. This period lasts for one Satyug or 1.728 million years.
That's a long time.
According to the latest estimates from modern science, it is believed that it took around 10 million years for life on Earth to recover after the Permian-Triassic extinction event. As you can see, it took our planet 10 million years to get back to its feet after suffering the greatest mass extinction in history. Kalp, day of the Brahma.
Brahma. Here we go.
Brahma.
The universe has a day too. Just like our day on Earth is called Kalp. The time period for one Kalp is said to be equivalent to 14 Manvantars.
14 of that?
Wow.
So, there are 14 Manvantars and 15 Sandhikals in a Kalp. During the Sandhikal before the first Manvantar, no life has evolved yet. So, one Kalp
it is 14 extinction events or
end of plus 15 multiplied by 1.7.
This is mathematical.
Which makes it one Kalp equal to 4.32 billion years.
4.32 billion?
Scale, one day
there it is.
One day.
Wait, so 100 years.
This day is divided into a period of creation, where life forms are created, and a night period during which no creation takes place. Each of these periods is also 4.32 billion years long. In other words, one day of Lord Brahma on the universal scale is 8.64 billion years long. It's interesting to note that, according to modern scientific discoveries, the oldest life form on the Earth is 4.28 billion years old.
What? The equivalent of one?
Is that true?
Kalp.
I don't
unit
know.
at universal scale is further extended with days and years similar on Earth, so that a month at the universal scale is 30 Kalp, that is 30 universal days, and a year at the universal scale is 12 such universal months. This enables life forms to rise and fall in accordance with the karma they have earned. On the universal scale, 100 years are defined as the lifespan of a universe.
Yep.
This is called a Mahakalp.
Mea
A
culpa.
universe is said
Mea
to
culpa.
end at the end of its 100 years of age. So, the lifespan of an entire universe is 8.64
Wow.
multiplied by 30.
It's a big number. We're
multiplied
gonna.
by 12,
I'm about to
multiplied
freak
by
out.
100
Wow.
billion years,
100 billion
which
years?
totals to around
311.
311.04
Oh my goodness.
trillion
We are getting to
years.
the bonkers level
The
of
ancient
numbers.
Indian texts
Wow.
says that our universe is currently on the first day
Oh,
of
so
its
51
51st
times
year.
311 trillion.
During this day,
What?
we are in the Kali
Wow.
Yuga of the 28th Mahayug of the 7th
The Kali
Manvantara.
Yuga of the 7th
So,
Manvantara.
we have come to the calculation once again. According to ancient Indian texts, the age of the universe is 50 universal years plus 6 Manvantars
Oh,
plus
right.
7 Sandhi
Kali, are we gonna get
plus
Culp?
28 Mahayug.
Mahayug.
50 universal years equal to 8.64
Oh, here's the math all
multiplied
spelled
by
out.
30
Oh, my
multiplied
word.
by 12 multiplied by
Wha-
50 billion
So
years.
the age of the
Wow.
universe is 15.5 billion.
155,520 billion
billion.
years.
Or
Right.
155,000.
155,000 billion
Six
billion
years.
multiplied by
That's
Wow.
155.5
6.72
trillion?
years equal
Dang.
to 1,840.32 million years.
Oh, she's adding it all
Seven
up.
Sandhi Kal.
Yeah, now this is
Seven
like
multiplied
This is like a
by
this is
math
like
she's
proving
gonna have
it
to
out.
do
It's
the-
like a math.
million
She's
years.
gonna have to
You
do the
define
adding
the
there.
Sandhi
Very
Kai.
good.
It is
Very
interesting,
good.
like the Kali Yuga of like
Million
it's
years.
kind of a repeating
28
cycle that kind of
Mahayug.
goes around and around
28
again
multiplied by 4.32
of destruction and
million
recovery
years
and
Yeah,
we
it's
destruction and
those
recovery.
as like a variable, I guess.
120.96 million years. So, the age of the universe, as per ancient Hindu texts, is 157.49
Trillion years.
Modern
Holy
science
crumbs.
tells us that the universe is around 13.799 billion years old. However, ancient Indian texts predict a much longer timeline.
Wow.
Ancient Indian texts says that the age of the universe is around 311 trillion
That's a
years.
lot of years.
This video
That's-
is only
that's the
an
most
attempt
out of any
to
religion,
appreciate
probably.
the great scale of time on which
Maybe?
ancient
I don't know.
Indians
What
were
was
working.
what?
That's the most
We do
time.
not come across any
Yeah.
other
out of any
ancient
religion, I
civilizations
would
that
think.
talk in terms of
Oh, yeah.
billions.
Yeah,
or
I would
trillions
say
of
so.
years
That's
of
a long
calculations
time.
with specific names given to such large periods of time. Like the famous American cosmologist Carl Sagan said in his book Cosmos, the Hindu religion is the only one of the world's great faiths dedicated to the idea that the cosmos itself undergoes an immense, indeed an infinite, number
Yeah.
of deaths and rebirths. It is the only religion in which the time scales correspond to those of modern scientific cosmology.
Oh.
Interesting.
Its cycles run from our ordinary day and night to a day and night of Brahma, 8.64 billion years long. Longer than the age of the Earth or the Sun, and about half the time since the Big Bang.
Wow. Okay,
Interesting.
pausing it. Very
Wow, that
interesting
was-
stuff.
wow,
that was
lots of-
jam packed with
Yeah.
information.
Brought me back to my college algebra.
Yeah,
and
we had to do like
calculus
some
days.
math
Yeah.
on that. That is interesting. I've heard of the Kali Yugas before, and like the Kali Yugas and like what they kind of represent of like rebirth and cycle and
Mhm.
kind of that is like a going theme I think throughout the Hindu religion. Although
Mhm.
I think we're gonna watch another video down the road of the Hindu religion too. So
Yeah.
of that, yeah. So we'll find out more, I guess. But that is really interesting when you think about the rebirths and cycles and stuff like that, and it's directly associated with like that karma that they were talking about
Yeah.
too, you know,
Yeah.
of just kind of
How
how
much
everything
karma
is
you get affects
right.
the
What's interesting is that Shiva, this is kind of what I took away from that too. Shiva is the destroyer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if they
And
were
we've-
speaking of Shiva and
Well, and
Negative.
OMG,
Not really, and
OMG was
remember Shiva. We've seen Shiva in movies, so I'm very curious as to how
Yeah.
that is kind
I
of
would-
talked about in other
yeah,
contexts.
I would think that would be like the equivalent of like and evil or like like Satan.
But
I
let us know in the comments.
I think what it is that because their whole thing is about rebirth and like cycles, I think it's not necessarily seen as a bad thing when Shiva destroys the world or sends an extinction type thing. It's more of just that this is what's supposed to happen in this cycle
like a normal
rebirth and growth. They're none of the three are necessarily good or evil. They're just kind of are.
They're just there.
I don't know. It's very interesting. It's very. I'm very curious to see where it's going to go next too. Because so far it seems very interesting with like the three major gods. Right?
Yeah.
Brahma, Shiva, and.
But where does it go from there?
Yeah, I know.
So,
it's interesting and like
we'll definitely be reacting.
The
to
time scale is
soon.
fascinating too.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, guys, check out our other videos and have a great day.
Yep. We'll see you in the next
Bye.
one.